Hey everybody, welcome back to Going for Two with Jack Taylor. My name is Jack Taylor,
My name's Hunter too.
and we are stoked for another weekend of Mississippi State football, college football in general. Mississippi State is on the up and up, ranked 16th in the country now, and we are just having more fun than we've had in a very long time, especially in the Mike Leach era, aside from week one of 2020. This is the most fun we've had, sitting at 5-1 and looking ahead at a Kentucky team who's very beatable. But
Hopefully.
hopefully, hopefully. We're not going to talk about the games after that quite yet because we're just not going to talk about that. We're going to
Yeah,
focus
we
on the
try to
positive.
fight out negativity around here.
That's right. That's right.
But the second that
But
we lose another game, we're going straight negative.
yeah, like our ceiling is 6-6 at that point. But no, we are super excited for another weekend of college football and potentially another win for Mississippi State. We'll talk about all that in a little bit. But first of all, I just want to critique one big thing, and that is Thursday night football. What? Who on earth is making the schedule for this? Because
Bezos, right?
I think you'd have to be. Yeah, it's all on Amazon, which that's my first critique. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it works.
yeah, that's my first
I mean, it's
critique.
better than it being on NFL Network.
You're right. That is accurate. But just put it on like ESPN maybe.
That's what
Um,
Monday Night Football's for.
why can't they just both be on ESPN?
Because
Why do you
ESPN
have to
didn't pay for that.
you have to share the love? I wouldn't pay for Thursday night football. Last night we got to watch a phenomenal game between the Bears and the Commanders. And you just want to tell us how that went, Hunter?
No, I didn't watch it. I think was it the second straight Thursday night game that had some teams score 12? It was
Well,
like
that's fun. What was last week? Denver and
Denver and the Colts.
oh yeah,
Yeah, just quality
riveting,
of play is insane in the NFL.
riveting.
They don't mess with the primetime games.
They're just there's no excuse for ever liking NFL football more than college football. You look at
On
this. You
Thursday
look at
night, there
one.
was a better college football game.
Yeah, like a 43-40 win for West Virginia over Baylor. Like just a
An upset, a
action,
high scoring game, close, not
and
disgusting.
it's not that like the NFL just has better defenses and like it's harder to score. The defenses sucked too. It was just I don't understand how a
And
final
these
score can
people
be
are
like,
paid millions of dollars. Like it's different than like when a college game is like so bad that it's kind of funny to watch. Like
yeah.
like I watched FIU tonight just to kind of, you know.
I watched SMU Navy. Like that wasn't really fun, but it was much better than watching a 12
I
to
mean
7
that was a
game.
close game. That was 34-40.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Navy scored 20 in the fourth. It's crazy stuff. Quality of play. I mean, that's what I've always said. Quality of
Quality
play
of
is
play.
just
If you
different.
prefer the NFL, I just have to question your judgment. And
If you
know,
prefer the NFL, message us why.
actually, don't even message us. We're gonna block you. Um.
No.
Anyway,
Say message us and then we'll block. Oh yeah, we want to have like a really good conversation with you. Try to open ourselves up to it.
haha. Yes. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
Are you
Now
becoming a sicko?
I'm a sicko mode. Okay. So that's enough with the critique of NFL football. Sunday in fantasy, when my guys on my fantasy team play, our fantasy team play, I'll be happy again. And I'll like the NFL for a few hours. But anyway, we're gonna look back at last week at a few notable games, and there were more than we're gonna talk about, but we're just gonna focus on four big ones right here. Um, the last game that happened is actually the first game that we're going to talk about, or the last game I knew it happened. I fell asleep right after this one, but Alabama beats A&M 24-20. A game that Bryce Young didn't play in. Milrow played. Milrow started at quarterback and kind of proved that
Did he
he's.
have 5 total turnovers or was it 4?
I know. I think it was 4.
That's disgusting. How did they win?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Um, so A&M gets a stop really, really late in the game, and they have a chance to drive down the field and score. They're down by 4, so they can't just kick a field goal. They have to score a touchdown. Through some just insane luck and Haynes King passes, which I just equate to luck, and referees going against Alabama teams, which I also equate to luck. They are down at the 1 yard line, and Jimbo Fisher just has to hand the ball to
or do
right?
anything other than like what he did.
Or do anything than throw a pass that's not even a pass into the end zone.
Your quarterback didn't move. Like at least give me the joy of watching Haynes King roll out and throw an interception.
I remember in 2017, Nick Fitzgerald had a chance for a Hail Mary to beat Alabama. Like, it wasn't on the 1 yard line. It was a Hail Mary from like the 50-yard line. And he threw it like out at the back of the end zone. Like, didn't even give us a chance, and I was angry at that. But like, I mean, we threw the ball towards the end zone, right? And that was Dan Mullen calling plays, who isn't guaranteed $95 million.
He's actually unemployed right now.
Yeah,
actually,
well, he's not
he has
unemployed.
a gig with ESPN, I guess.
Not a coach, but yeah.
His wife's green.
What that caller on the Fine Bomb show said. A hitman's probably cheaper than a $95 million buyout. All right, next game is.
Yeah, Jimbo almost got his extension. So good for him. He can probably do a little spin zone. Say, we're close. Just send those 16 numbers on your credit card. Those 3 wacky digits on the back. We'll beat them next year. Fight on Old Rock.
Yeah. The good ag. All right, next game is Tennessee over
Panky,
LSU.
sorry.
Tennessee in their smoky gray uniforms over LSU 40-13. Had all of Tiger Stadium singing Rocky Top, and just kind of solidifying themselves as a top 10 team really right now. Just taking care of business at LSU in an 11 a.m. game, and that's just setting them up perfectly for having game day, having their biggest game of their season. Again, and having their biggest game against Alabama, their biggest chance to win, I think, in over a decade for sure. Yeah. The last time they beat Alabama, they beat them in 2006 and went down in the rankings. So that shows you the state of college football at that point. So
teams that beat Alabama in 2006 were washed.
Yeah. Don't even talk about 2007. Okay. That's all I have there. I mean, it just kind of solidified Tennessee as like they might be for real.
Yeah.
This week they have a much bigger opportunity to do that, and it will be a much more difficult opportunity. But I kind of like the Vols this weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Game number 3, we're going to talk about Texas over Oklahoma, and it was a riveting matchup just between Quinn Ewers and first-year head coach Brent Venables. Texas beats Oklahoma 49-0, and people are asking, is Quinn Ewers him?
Texas had more points than Oklahoma had passing yards.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oklahoma ended this game with 39 passing yards. 2 interceptions.
Really? What is Texas right now? Like 3-2? Maybe 4-2.
4-2.
4-2. Okay.
Going into an easy Iowa State.
Very, very arguably 6-0 if Quinn Ewers has been healthy the whole time. I definitely think they hold on to beat Bama if he stays in that game for all 4 quarters, and then I don't think the Texas Tech game happens either. So, I mean, having him back, you have a very good chance to go 10-2. Looking at the rest of their schedule.
Yeah, their 2 losses, they lost them by a combined 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think that it was just a little bit of bad luck. Obviously, having Quinn Ewers out with the collarbone injury after the Bama game, but they have him now, so Now there's no excuse to lose.
Wouldn't it be easier to do him viewers?
I tried it, but I stuck with Quinn Hemmers. I could have like gone girl power and gone Quinn you hers. That was a good one.
You him.
Nope.
He him.
All right, next game we've got UCLA over Utah, 42-32. UCLA stays undefeated, and Utah gets to turn around from this game and play USC immediately.
The biggest game of the Pac-12 season during the preseason. But
so,
I kind of hope that ends up not being the case. I want UCLA versus USC to be the biggest game of the Pac-12.
Yeah, I want the Battle of Los Angeles to be incredible.
Dude, the 32,000 people there will be rock. Well, that'll be a ruckus crowd.
Okay, don't over-exaggerate. 29K. All right, another big game. I know it's not on here, but I just remembered it. Oklahoma State beat Texas Tech. So
everything
Texas
runs
Tech,
through Lubbock.
Everything runs through Lubbock. I just wanted a chance to say that. Everything runs through Stillwater now. But if you run through Stillwater, it's no longer Stillwater.
Michigan State lost again.
Tuck coming. All right. That's all I got for last week's games. We are going to touch on our big win against Arkansas very, very quick. How many minutes do you think we can get through this in? You going to shoot for one?
Probably it'll probably be close to like the amount of time Arkansas was in this game.
Okay. So not even the first drive.
So like a minute.
Okay, so I'll do point number 1 and 3, and you can do points 2 and 4.
Okay.
All right. Our game against Arkansas last Saturday, KJ Jefferson did not play. He warmed up with full pads, but KJ didn't play, and it wouldn't have mattered if he did. Dawgs win.
Yeah. Hornsby. So if you look at the quarterbacks that we've had issues against, fast guys, and Hornsby may be the fastest quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This dude's just a blur. He had 8 completions for 234 yards. That's stupid. Hornsby's gonna ruin some team someday. Like playing against them, just like.
Yeah.
We stopped their running attack from Sanders. Best running back in the SEC, I guess. That's what I heard. Dylan ran for 100 yards, on 17 carries, so those are better numbers. Marks ran for 52 on 16. Those are just as good numbers. Yeah. It's a good time.
I'm just going to tell you, I think you said it last week, but Arkansas in 2020, they developed a blueprint and kind of showed it to all of the SEC on how to beat KJ Costello.
Mm-hmm.
They did not show you how to beat Will Rogers and a successful air raid.
Yeah. I was kind of...
Do not rush 3, drop 8 against us.
Unless your front 3 are really, really good, except for Arkansas's kind of were, but they didn't get a sack or touch our quarterback.
For the second straight week, no sacks. And Will Rogers is accurate enough and patient enough to pick you apart just about every single time.
I didn't even notice that Mark's got 80 receiving yards in this game.
He did.
Jeez, our running backs are so good. That's fun. Next point, Dawgs win.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to our Kentucky preview with this one. And we have just as much information about Kentucky as we did against Arkansas. So just stay tuned for all of this magic we've got going on. Number 1, and the most important point of all day, of the whole game, new state script uniforms, or helmets, excuse me. All white uniforms, stormtroopers, but with state script on the helmet.
Yeah, it looks awesome. What's up with us bringing out good uniforms against teams from Kentucky?
Or baseball uniforms against just Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. But
it's a little
weird. Bowling Green got them. Kentucky gets them now. And it sparked a whole debate that I really don't want to get into about, replacing the banner M with the state script.
We'll talk about it next week.
Or just the word state. I'm going to wait until we are 1-0 in these uniforms first, and then we can do state script on maroon helmets and whatever we want to after that. So you just got to go 1-0 in them, and then a whole lot of doors start opening up. But do we have any word on Will Levis yet, Hunter?
Yeah, he seems like he's good to go. What I kind of wanted to do with this game is, I think we know what Kentucky is. You can't really look at last week since they didn't have Levis, but in the Ole Miss game, I mean, they were there and they had a chance against Ole Miss, and I mean the Vaught was kind of rocking. Like it was a completely sold out crowd, and like they went in there and they had a chance against them, but I kind of said this like I think it was like our season preview. I was like we know the thing about the home team has won the Kentucky Mississippi State matchup like the past few years. The only good team that's gone to Lexington and lost is 2018.
Yeah.
Like 2020 was god awful.
Yeah, 2016, one of the worst teams I can remember, like, aside from the 2020.
And I guess 2014 went there and struggled, but it was probably like a letdown spot of some sort.
Yeah.
But they won,
Mm-hmm.
so that's just my thing. I don't want to get like too much into like just like, oh, you know what, the history says this, because like last year or 2020, our offense did nothing, did not score. First time Mike Leach ever did that in his tenure. We scored on a safety. Don't know what the final score was. It was like 24
to 2.
Oh, look at me knowing stuff. But then you go to last year. Will goes 36 for 39. So that's like an SEC single game completion percentage. For 344 yards, 1 touchdown. We ran for 94 yards on him. Wally had a great game against him. And Will Levis threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
And it's not like Will Levis has gotten better. It's the Will Levis's like allure isn't that he's this super polished quarterback. Is that he's 6'3" or 4", tall, big arm, and like they're gonna try.
He has the tools. He's not
good.
He's not a currently good or developed quarterback. They're just saying he has the potential.
Yeah.
That's the rumors about him. It's not saying he's
like
going
how
to be
Mahomes
Josh Allen.
and
It's
Josh
saying
Allen
he could.
have ruined like scouting for the NFL. Like many quarterbacks are going to be drafted early and way too early for him, just because some coach in some front office thinks that they can turn him into the next Josh Allen. But maybe the next Josh Allen just doesn't come.
I'm going to go out and say it. I don't think it's going to come in the form of Will Levis, but
I'd be glad if I was wrong. I mean, it'd be kind of cool. I mean, mid-tier SEC quarterback going to the league and being good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say that we went 2-0 against the best quarterback in NFL history. Yeah, if that's what he turns out to be, who knows? But that being said, he is the future number 1 overall pick, and we need to give him some respect. So, all right, we are going to face Chris Rodriguez for the 9th year in a row. So what do we have on him?
We're getting on he's old now. Chris Rodriguez, he's probably like top. I mean, got to be like top 5 SEC running back. You know, he's just one of those Kentucky guys. He hasn't had much success against Mississippi State in his career. Last year, he had 8 carries for 34 yards. And his long in that game was 15, so half of those yards came from 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember that run. It was like, it may have not gotten a first down. The Chris Rodriguez puts no fear in my heart during this game.
Yeah.
We've seen him for like 3 years as their lead guy, and I'm just not too worried. I know his yards per carry are good, but the production just hasn't been there against State. So I'm personally not worried about Chris Rodriguez or honestly Kentucky's offense against our defense, just because I haven't seen it.
If you wanted some updated numbers on Chris Rodriguez this year, he's played in 2 games at Ole Miss and then at home against South Carolina. So the game against Ole Miss, 19 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. And then against South Carolina, 22 carries for 126 yards. That's 5.7 yards per carry and no touchdowns there. that was an abysmal game for Kentucky.
He was their entire offense.
He was their offense. He was their bright spot. Will Levis really has to carry this offense for them to have any success. And I think those two working together could form a pretty good 1-2 punch. I mean, Will Levis, like we said, he has the build. I'm sure he could beat us with his arm, but
we challenged him to last year, and he threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
we talked on the same podcast about like, okay, let's let Will Levis beat us, sell out against the run, and make him throw.
And like at the end of the day, I wouldn't be just entirely shocked if he did, but just because I'm not shocked if anybody beats Mississippi State with their arm or their legs or whatever. I don't know. I think that's our strategy is just make Will Levis beat you, make Chris Rodriguez beat you.
Make him the
neither of them have ever proven that they could do that to us.
The 24-2 game in 2020. So they scored off of a fumble recovery, right?
I think
it
was a fumble recovery.
Marks fumbled, and then there was a pick.
There was an interception that got him down to like the 2-yard line.
Yeah, there was like 5 interceptions in that game, and they only scored 24 points.
6 interceptions.
My God.
That was our first time ever seeing Will Rogers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there was that stupid one, the throw to Osiris in the end zone, and Osiris got like...
Yeah, and that got blamed on Will Rogers forever. So
Will's the king of interceptions that aren't his fault, but then like any time that he throws an interception that should be intercepted, it gets dropped. So his interception numbers are probably pretty accurate.
He just like Dak for real. Dak in the NFL will throw the most beautiful pass, and then it'll just bounce off a receiver's hands and get a return for a pick 6. And then everybody's like, "Oh, garbage time! Go
bring in Cooper Rush."
It's coming. Okay. One last thing. Do you think Kentucky's going to show us a rush 3 drop 8, or have they learned?
I think it's what Kentucky does. I mean, they're not going to change from their identity. So okay. I guess that's what they're going to do. I mean, they don't blitz a lot, so I hope people don't blitz us this year. Because the one team that had success against us blitzed us a ton.
Yeah. I will say, I think that's the key for both of these teams is just to get after the quarterback, because Will has shown the last 2 weeks that when he's comfortable, when he has time in the pocket, he's going to beat anybody.
Which Will are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Will Rogers if he has time, if he has a clean pocket. I mean, even if he doesn't have a clean pocket, he's shown the ability to step up and do well. And anybody that just doesn't pressure him, they're just asking to get picked apart by him. Will Levis, I mean, he can run. He can. I'm sure he's got strength to throw a deep ball if he needs to. I mean, we just need to put pressure on him too.
I guess another thing that we didn't talk about is Will Levis is actually hurt. His ankle is messed up.
His finger is dislocated and his ankle is messed up. So I'm not sure the throwing or the running is going to be there. So then again,
he's going to be on those force shots.
I reiterate, please just make him beat you.
Yeah.
And I promise life will be easier. Zach Arnett obviously has no problem bringing pressure. He actually has a problem not bringing pressure. So that shouldn't be an issue for us. But
going into this, I really thought that Levis was going to sit just because he's behind the worst offensive line in the SEC, one of the worst in FBS, and he has an ankle injury, and he has top 10 draft buzz.
Yeah.
And it's a bye week after this. Why are you playing this game?
In the famous words of Hunter 2, he'll be out by the second quarter. All right. That's going to move us into this week's Pick'em. We have 10 games that we're going to pick, and I just want to give a huge shout-out to myself right now for going 10-0. First time in Going for Two history that a fan or a co-host has ever gone 10-0. So I just want to give myself a pat on the back for that. And then give another shout-out to the other Nathan Taylor for going 9-1.
He's hot this year, isn't he?
Yeah, this is his second win. He missed the UCLA and Utah game. Couldn't be me.
Is he back-to-back 9-1?
I think there was a gap in between there. I think it was our... yeah. Anyway. But, Congratulations to both Nathan Taylors, me and the real Nathan Taylor. All right, so game number 1, we've got number 3 Alabama at number 6 Tennessee. Game day's there. Is it an 11 a.m. game?
No, it's the
2:30.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this game, it's an odd one because I think in my mind everything points to Tennessee winning. They've got this buzz around their program like they haven't had in my lifetime. Alabama's coming off of just a rough week, and then you pair that with the bad week against Texas.
And they're just not good on the road anymore,
and
unless it's in Starkville.
Yeah, they will. They will tear up some Starkville football. Anyway, all that being said, I'm going Bama here. It pains me to pick against Bama because I just feel like an idiot, and I just feel like these are the kind of games that Bama will just win handily. So, I'm going to take Bama here.
Yeah, Tennessee, they've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I mean, they were a dead program for a while, like 4 years. They've been beat up on in this rivalry. It's a heated one, and they have their victory cigars ready. But I guess wait until next year.
Hey, if you got them, smoke them. But
it's just, I mean, every time a team like gets up, I mean, I guess I can't say that because 2019 LSU, it was hyped up to be a game like this, and it delivered.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
Kind of
the stuff can happen.
That's the last one I remember like this, and LSU obviously, like you said, did win it, and it was at Bama. So this is even more favorable for Tennessee than that one was. I know I mentioned that Bama's had struggled with a couple of teams this year. Tennessee, we went to overtime with Pitt, who isn't just a top tier program, and then beat Florida by 5 points? I think 38.
Yeah,
33.
but it was they took their foot off the gas, up 18.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, both teams have had games where they could have won more decisively, and they haven't. So
yeah,
I'm taking Bama here still though.
Yeah, me too.
All right, game number 2 is another top 10 matchup. We've got number 10 Penn State traveling to Ann Arbor at number 5 Michigan. I don't really have much about this one. I'm gonna go Michigan.
Neither of these. The best win between these two teams is Purdue. So if Purdue only beats good teams, and they didn't beat Penn State, that means Penn State's not a good team, right?
By some property of math, you're correct. Yes.
Okay, so I'm picking Michigan.
I'm going Michigan here as well.
Is that one at Michigan? Yeah, it is.
It's at Michigan, yeah. All right, game number 3, we've got number 8 Oklahoma State traveling to number 13 TCU. TCU undefeated this year. Is Oklahoma State undefeated as well?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
This is kind of big college football playoff implications.
Yeah, I mean,
the Big 12 is weirdly...
We could be looking at the Big 12 champion out of these two teams right here.
Big 12 and Pac-12 are off the map this year.
Yeah.
Pac-12 has some good teams in it.
For real, yeah.
And Big 12 is the same thing.
Yeah.
Oregon State's good. Oregon's really good now. UCLA's good. USC's good. Utah's good. Pac-12. It's weird.
Pop off. All right, I'll let you take this one first.
I'm going TCU here. I really don't know why. There's 2 teams in the country that have won every game by 2 scores. It's Oklahoma State and Ohio State.
Yeah.
So it feels weird, picking against a team like that.
I love pointing out a stat like that and then just completely going against it.
Yeah, I'm only picking TCU because the betting line is at TCU -4, and that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So
I'm
going with that they're smarter than me.
Yeah. All right, I'm also going TCU. I saw this as a toss up, and I'm just giving it to the home team. TCU had their big win against Kansas last week, which sounds hilarious, but
And they should
I
have
mean,
lost, weirdly.
yeah. So
I hate
we're
football.
gonna take the smart pick and go TCU. All right, game number 4, we got number 15 NC State at number 18 Syracuse, and I'm gonna do what I've already done once this year and regretted it. I'm gonna pick against Syracuse. I'm going NC State here.
Yeah. Leary's out for NC State, and their offense looked horrible last week after he was out.
Mm-hmm.
But they did get the win against Florida State in a thrilling battle where, Florida State sold. But I'm not picking against Schrader. Give me Schrader.
Okay. This game is just full of things that I didn't know. I didn't know that. Didn't didn't know their big guy was not playing. So
he hasn't been great this year, anyways.
yeah, that makes sense.
He's kind of sucked.
All right. Well, I'm going NC State. You're going Syracuse. That's our first one we've disagreed on. So our pick'em is even. If I didn't say that, even on the year. Loser has to wear an Ole Miss sweatshirt of some sort, whether it's come to the SIP or transfer to the SIP or party in the SIP
or the goodest boy,
boy in the SIP, something in the SIP. So
something that Lane would wear in a press conference.
Except for the SIP SEC logo.
Or,
neither of us.
And there's another block. No Colonel Reb.
No Colonel Reb.
We're not racist.
Confirmed. All right, next game is game number 5. We've got number 7 USC at number 20 Utah.
I picked USC because I want USC to be good.
All right, I picked USC because I want them in the playoff later this year.
Let's go.
That's all I got. All right, game number 6. That was quick. We got number 19 Kansas at Oklahoma, and
I picked Kansas because I want Oklahoma to lose. We need to look up Kansas's colors.
Ooh. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I know we've talked about Oklahoma already in the show. They lost 49-0 last week against a rival. Their team has lost 3 in a row, Kansas State, TCU, and Oklahoma now. And Oklahoma lost to TCU by a whole lot of points. Kansas lost to TCU by very few points. Meaning by the transitive property, Kansas has already beaten Oklahoma. But these two teams still have to play. And in this game, I think Oklahoma's going to win. So that's our second difference today.
So I just looked up Kansas's colors on brand.ku.edu. Mm-hmm. So one of their secondary colors is terracotta. Wait, we're talking about purple, not orange. Long day.
I don't think that Oklahoma really likes orange too much recently.
Yeah, that was kind of which one of these colors is close to purple? Knight's pretty. It doesn't look like Kansas has any purple.
Yeah.
But blue and red together is purple, right?
Right. Can we just call this the Basketball 2.0?
Blake Griffin versus Joel Embiid.
And Buddy Hield versus the national champs.
Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm. And the twins. Yep. All right, game
Karl
number 7.
Anthony Towns.
Game number 7. It's our first. Wait. What?
Starts with a K.
He went to Kentucky.
Starts with a K.
All right, game number 7. We got our first unranked matchup. We got Arkansas at BYU. And what a disgusting game this is going to be. This is one of the sicko games.
BYU has those weird photorealistic helmets.
Yeah, for that reason, they're losing.
Did I send you Utah's helmets for the USC-Utah game?
You did. There's also no way that Utah loses that game because they're wearing this helmet.
Yeah.
They wore the battleship helmets last
They
year.
shouldn't wear those helmets.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
That's a little.
They've hand painted deceased football players on them.
I don't know about it. I don't know. It feels weird.
I think. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. Arkansas BYU.
yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going Arkansas here. I feel like KJ will be back and we'll have just a strong comeback game. BYU struggled and lost against Notre Dame last week, who is on the come up again
Notre
this year.
Dame is back, baby.
Yeah, Catholicism is back.
Marcus Freeman is undefeated since converting to Catholicism.
Can't argue with the stats, but Sam Pittman said that if he loses this game, he has to convert to Mormonism. So I think Arkansas is going to do everything they can to keep this man from having to go on a mission. So Arkansas by 90.
Yeah, I'm picking BYU so I can laugh at Arkansas more.
All right. That's our third difference of the day. So if I'm counting these right, that means that one of us is going to be in the lead at the end of this week. So anyway, next game, game number 8, excuse me. Game number 8 is LSU at Florida. And just another gross game.
Yeah, this one would be really cool if it was
shoes that are going to be thrown.
This one would be really cool if it was like 2020 or 2019.
Yeah.
But I just kind of have it on here because this is a nice uniform matchup.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at this game and think about better times.
Yeah. That being said, who are you picking?
I'm going Florida here.
Okay.
I think this game matters more for LSU and Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
I think Florida can deal with their coach losing this one. I'm not sure if LSU can, and
that's
you're
just giving reasons and then going.
No, like I mean, put them in a spot like that, and I'm not sure if they can like do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it's a big spot for them.
Yeah, I'm also going Florida here. I think they had some strength going they had the big win against like Southern to kind of make them forget about the Florida State game. Followed it up with a win against Mississippi State. Like it seemed like they were getting some traction, and then had the comeback win against Auburn to win 21-17, and then it just got snatched away from them. Like a home game against Tennessee, you have a chance to you're 3-1 at that point. Like you really have a chance to save this season, and you just get embarrassed on your home field. I feel like a lot's just been taken from LSU this year, and just in the last week, really. And I think Florida's just going to continue to just take from them. So I'm going Florida here as well. All right, game number 9, number 4 Clemson at Florida State. Why exactly is this game on here?
Isn't Florida State like favored?
There's no way.
I think it's like within 3.
That being said, I'm thinking Clemson by 21.
It's Clemson -5.
Okay. We're going Clemson by 21.
I'm also going to go Clemson, however much I would love Florida State to win this game. I really don't like Clemson.
Yeah. I agree.
But I'm picking them.
Game number 10, America's Game of the Week in Lexington, Kentucky. We've got number 16. You heard it right. Number 16, Mississippi State at number 22, Kentucky. Plain and simple, I'm taking the Dogs. Putting it into the trend that no home team has lost in this series since 2015, or since 2014.
No, it's 15.
Since 2015. Yeah, you're right. I really just think that this Mississippi State team is a little bit different. Like you said, the only good state team that has gone to Lexington and lost is 2018, and that was a weird game
with first-year head coach.
first year head coach, had a lot of social media, like trash talk happening before the game. Benny Snell was rude. Not Will, Josh Allen.
We just didn't block him.
Yeah, like that was just a horrible
Joe
decision.
Moorhead was still figuring out that you just run the quarterback.
Yep. A&M and Auburn would pay for this game, but we had to learn something in this one. And losing 28-7, it wasn't fun. It was probably my until 2020 with the Arkansas and Kentucky games going back to back. This was probably like the 2018 game at Kentucky was probably the most miserable I've ever been. Just sitting on my couch watching a football game because we just couldn't do anything. We're just stagnant the entire game. Mike Leach and the air raid have taught me to be a little bit more patient. And 3 years later, we're here, and I think that we're a better team. I think we're gonna go, and I think the spread has gone down to what, 4.5.
Yeah, but that's just Levis being back.
Yeah, I mean it started out as like a 7.5 point spread for us, and then it's gone down to 4.5. I think it's gonna be a couple of scores. I think we're gonna win pretty big, and I'll get a score here in a second. But I'm gonna go Mississippi State.
Yeah, I'm also picking Mississippi State here. Yeah, I think this team's a little bit different. I don't like the position that Kentucky's in right now. Granted, this game still really scares me. Like, just because, like, you know the trend and everything about it, but if you don't care about the trend, there's nothing to worry you in this game.
Yeah,
like, I am not worried.
I mean, like, if you just look at it from this season, Mississippi State wins 10 times out of 10. I'm pretty sure. Kentucky has the big win. Their big win at the time against Florida, who was coming off of a win against Utah. Florida has turned out to be not necessarily a great win. And Kentucky had a good chance against an undefeated Ole Miss team to prove themselves and just couldn't do it. Without their quarterback, they lost to South Carolina last week. So that's kind of an odd one that we're not going to really harp on. But I think Kentucky they're just not going to win.
I forgot that Kentucky went up 10-0 against us last year.
Yeah, it was kind of scary at first. What was the final in that one?
31-17.
Just a nice outscoring your opponent, 31-7 in the second quarter on. But yeah, I'm gonna let you go score first, just because I haven't decided on one yet. But State's I'm going with them.
Okay, let me real quick, because we have that stupid little streak going on right now about our how many points we've scored in straight games. Mm-hmm. So we've scored 40 plus points in 3 straight games. Do we keep it alive?
I'm saying no.
Give me the Dawgs 40-24.
Okay. So that's a 16-point game. I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to go Dawgs 34-17. So I'm going to give us a 17-point win. We're not going to reach 40 points, but we'll win rather handily.
We'll miss 40 by a missed field goal and an extra point, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, offensive and defensive guys. I'll go first. Offensively,
I've been so good at picking the players of the game.
I've been horrible.
I've been so good on the
every defensive guy I pick either gets ejected for targeting or almost gets ejected for targeting.
I swear to God, if you ever take Forbes.
All right, offensive player of the week. For me, give me Tulu to have some stupid big play.
Okay.
Whether it's in the kicking game or offensively, I'll take either one.
So I had against Arkansas, going back 2 weeks, I picked actually A&M. Yeah, 2 weeks. I picked Justin Robinson or Robertson. I forgot. Yeah, Justin Robinson to come out and have a big game. He had his best game of the season so far. last game against Arkansas, I turned and I picked Austin Williams. And he had 2 of the best catches of his career last week.
Did he have 2 catches in the game?
Yeah.
It was just 2 catches, and they were both ridiculous.
Yeah, both stupid. So going into this one, I'm riding pretty high. Feel like I'm kind of in tune with the randomness of this team right now. Haven't seen a big game out of this guy in a while. Give me Jaden Wally.
All right, there you go. Defensively, I'm going Forbes. He's got back-to-back games against A&M. Had 2 interceptions and a pick 6. Against Arkansas, he had just a incredible interception that kind of just, if the game wasn't already sealed, that kind of sealed it. I'll say a 3rd week in a row with an interception. And
if he gets ejected, you're never allowed to pick him ever again.
I'm just never going to pick a defensive player again. I don't know when Thorpe Award, semifinalists, finals, whatever come out. I'm sure it's close to the end of the year when awards season happens. But he better be on it. Just going to put that out there. He better be on some sort of list for it. So that's all I got to say.
I picked Buki last week. He didn't do much for me. I've picked 2 of our safeties. I've picked Forbes. I'm not picking Jet. Give me Nathan Pickering. I could see like some play at the goal line, and Nathan making some stupid play. So yeah.
All right. I like it. Okay, well that's going to do it for our pick'em this week. We've already posted our prompt to send in your picks, so do that before 11 a.m. on Saturday for a chance to be shouted out on the next episode. We're going to rapid fire our 2 Instagram questions for the week. This is our favorite part of the podcast every single week, and although we only have 2 questions this week, we'll still be glad to answer them. So I'm going to shout these out, or I'm going to just say these out, and Hunter, I want you to give us your best answer for them.
Okay.
All right. So, question number 1 from Football Greg 98. Do you expect Arnett to blitz a ton versus the South Carolina O-line? This bad South Carolina O-line.
I kind of doubt it.
Yeah. Maybe whenever we play South Carolina next year. All right. The second question is from Brooks Taylor. State helmets are dope. What would be the best helmet design?
Something that looks a whole lot like this.
I really don't know if it could get much better.
You have to change the accessories on the helmet away from the banner M, but I'm not too sure what you change them to. For the top one, could you just do like a outline of Mississippi?
Probably, yeah. I mean, that would look good. I think
because I don't want different just spelling out of state on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't do it for me.
I will say right there.
So if I'm just going through the helmets that we've had, I don't think the interlocking MSU is better than this. Banner M, whether it's this one or the Croom era one, neither of those are better. The M over S wasn't better. The only one that I put up there with this is the Flying M.
Flying M was cool.
And I'm still kind of partial to that one. I love this for baseball, and I love it as if we want to go into branding as just state, I'm all for it. I would be fine with this. Flying M is just a cool logo with cool history, and that one's probably going to just always take the cake for me.
I think the Cal College logo would be cool.
That'd be cool for one, yeah. I don't expect Flying M to ever be a primary logo. I could see this becoming primary though. This has potential. Flying M is a cool throwback one-time thing, maybe once a year, even. But this is the first one I've seen other than Banner M that has it has potential. It could be our new thing. and it's our old thing, so that's even cooler. So anyway, that's our 2 questions for from Instagram this week. Thank you guys so much for contributing those, and yeah, I'm just really excited for another weekend of Mississippi State football. As everybody's watching football this weekend, be safe, have fun, and we will see you back next time on Going for Two with Jack Taylor. Thanks. What do you think Luke Meyer's doing right now?
Luke Meyer. That guy never sends in Instagram questions or pics, but he's our most interactive follower.
I don't even think this guy listens.
We just DM him.
Dog, if you're listening to this right now, send me 2 kissy face emojis.
With the grinning demon in between them. Oh, we missed something. Tomfoolery.
We got to say tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery.
We did it.
Let's go.
See ya.